Our next chapter is Chapter 3, Communication and Content Technology. So, without communication or network technology, all these things like online ticket booking, online studying, social media, online buying and selling, that is e-commerce, transferring of files, everything, the whole world would have become a zero. All the things that we perform online were impossible without a network. So what is a computer network? A computer network is a collection of interconnected computers and other devices to share data and other resources. A network can consist of a computer, a fax machine, a printer, a camera, a cell phone, etc. Two computers or devices are said to be interconnected if they are capable of sharing and exchanging information with each other by following a set of rules called protocol. So, if two devices are connected through a cable, then it is called a network. Or if a device, a phone, mobile phone and a computer is connected through Bluetooth, then also it is called a network. In our computer lab, the computers are connected to each other, then also it is called a network. And internet is also an example of network where all the devices are connected to each other. A printer connected to a computer is also a network. So what are the advantages of a network? First one is resource sharing. In a network, we are able to share our resources like printers, scanners, or any softwares. Like in our computer lab, so many computers are connected to a main computer called server computer. And if we want to take printout, is a printer connected to every computer? No, a printer is just connected to the server computer, and when we send the print command from any of the computers, we are able to take the printout. So we are able to share a resource. So this helps us to reduce the cost. So a network helps us to reduce the communication cost. And since all the devices are connected with each other, we have a improved communication. And our data is stored in all the computers because they are shared with each other. So if data is lost from one computer also, it is available from the other computer, and it provides security also. So there is a reliability of data. Then there is a central storage of data, that is, data is stored in a central database. And if data is lost also, we can access the data from the central storage. So next is network architecture. There are several ways in which a computer network can be designed. Network architecture refers to how computers are organized in a system and how tasks are allocated between these computers. So there are two most widely used types of network architecture. They are peer-to-peer and client-server architecture. In peer-to-peer or P2P network. In peer-to-peer or P2P network, the tasks are allocated among the members of the network. A peer-to-peer network does not use central computer server that controls network activity. Instead, every computer on the network has a special software running that allows for communication between all the computers. So peer-to-peer is mostly used in file sharing systems. So this is an example of peer-to-peer connection. Here no computer has higher priority. All the computers are have equal priority, and no computer acts as a server, and all the computers share the task. All computers are equal, have their equal status. Next is client-server network. In a client-server network, a number of network clients or workstations request resources or services from the network. One or more network servers manage and provide these resources or services. The clients are the computers that depend on the server for data and software. Network servers are also referred to as computer servers or simply servers. Sometimes a server is described in terms of the specific services it provides, such as if it stores email, then it is called mail server. Then for printing purpose, print server, and for storage purpose, storage server, etc. So here this is an example of client-server architecture where all the computers are connected to a main computer called server. So these clients request for certain servers that can be services like softwares or hardwares, and the server provides these services to the clients. So in a client-server architecture, there is a main computer called server and the subcomputers called client. But in peer-to-peer networking, all the computers have a equal status. There is no server computer. Next is a device called modem. We are all familiar with the device called modem. The full form of modem is modulator demodulator. So a modem is an electronic device that enables a computer to transmit data over a transmission medium. It is a device used to convert digital signals into analog signals and vice versa. There are two types of modems, namely internal modem and external modem. So what the modem does is, our computer system can understand only digital signals, and the transmission medium can carry only analog signals. So what the modem does is, it converts the digital signals into analog signals, and it converts the incoming analog signals into digital signals. So for the outgoing signals from the computer are in the form of digital signal. So it should be converted into analog signal so that it can be carried to the transmission medium. And the data coming from the internet is of analog signals, and it is to be converted into digital signal for the understanding of the computer. So what the modem does is converts digital signal to analog signal. It is called modulation. And analog signal into digital signal, it is called demodulation. So modem performs analog to digital conversion and digital to analog conversion. So digital signals are represented like this and analog signals are represented like this. So modem is used to connect to the internet. Next is computer bus. In computer architecture, a bus is a communication system that transfers data between components inside a computer or between computers. This computer bus covers all related hardware components, software, including communication protocols. So, to transfer data and control signals and address, separate buses are there. These buses carry the control signals, address and data. This transmission is carried out through buses. So there are three types of bus: control bus to carry control signals, and address bus to carry the address of the data, then the data bus to carry the data. These bus transfer data, address and control signals to the different parts of the computer. So with the help of this bus, the different parts of the computer communicate with each other. Next is Universal Serial Bus or USB. Universal Serial Bus or USB is a common interface that enables communication between devices and a host controller, such as a personal computer or smartphone. It connects peripheral devices such as digital cameras, mic, keyboards, printers, scanners, media devices, external hard drives and flash drives. So this is the Universal Serial Bus. It is connected to the USB port. Next is network transmission media. So in networking, the communication is carried through transmission medium. So there are two types of transmission medium. They are guided transmission medium or wired transmission medium, then unguided transmission medium or wireless transmission medium. So guided transmission medium can be divided into twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and optical fiber cable. Then unguided transmission medium is of two types: Bluetooth and infrared. So what is guided transmission media? It is also referred to as wired or bounded transmission medium. Here, signals being transmitted are directed and confined in a narrow pathway by using physical links. It has high speed, it is secure and used for comparatively shorter distance. So let us see the first type of guided transmission media or wired transmission media, that is twisted pair cables. You can see the cables are twisted. So there are two types of twisted pair cable. They are shielded twisted pair and unshielded twisted pair. In shielded twisted pair, the type of cable consists of a special jacket to block external interference. So there is a special jacket. It protects from interference or signal distortion. It is used in fast data rate Ethernet and in voice and data channels of telephone lines. So it is used in telephone lines and for connecting computers in a network also. Then unshielded twisted pair. This type of cables has the ability to block interference and does not depend on physical shield for this purpose. It is used for telephonic applications. So here in unshielded there is no shield like this. That is only the difference between shielded twisted pair and unshielded twisted pair. Next is coaxial cable. So it has an outer plastic covering containing two parallel conductors, each having a separate insulated protection cover. So there are one conductor and other conductor, two parallel conductors, and there is two insulations also, separate insulated protection. So coaxial cable transmits information in two modes, baseband mode and broadband mode. Cable TVs and analog television networks use coaxial cable for transmissions. Our cable TV network, that cable is made of coaxial cable. Next is optic fiber cable. It uses the concept of reflection of light through a core made up of glass or plastic. The core is surrounded by a less dense glass or plastic covering called cladding. It is used for transmission of large volume of data. This optic fiber cable is used for large volume of data, and it can transmit data over large distance, but it is costly compared to other guided transmission medias. It is the costliest of wired transmission media. So we have discussed about wired transmission media. They are twisted pair cables, coaxial cables, and optic fiber cable. Next one is wireless media or unguided transmission media. It is also referred to as wireless or unbounded transmission medium. Here, no physical medium is required for the transmission of electromagnetic signals. Signal is broadcasted through air. It is less secure and used for larger distance. The first one is infrared. There are other transmission mediums like radio waves and microwaves and satellite waves, satellite links, but you have to study only infrared and Bluetooth, which are of shorter distance. But for larger distance we use communication mediums like satellites, microwaves, and radio waves. These are examples. These are also wireless transmission mediums, but you have to study only two types of transmission medium, that is infrared and Bluetooth. So infrared waves are used for very short distance communication. They cannot penetrate through obstacles. That is, our TV remote is an example of infrared communication. If we place an obstacle or a thing in between the TV and the remote, then the remote will not be able to control the TV, because the infrared waves cannot penetrate through obstacles. It cannot pass through the obstacles. This prevents interference between systems. Here the frequency range is 300 GHz to 400 terahertz. It is used in TV remotes, wireless mouse, keyboard, printers, etc. So wireless mouse and keyboard work with the help of infrared rays. There are also Bluetooth powered, Bluetooth controlled wireless mouse and keyboards. Even Bluetooth headphones are there. Next is Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a wireless technology standard used for exchanging data between fixed and mobile devices over short distance using short wavelength ultra high frequency radio waves. A Bluetooth device works by using radio waves instead of wires or cables to connect with your cell phone, smartphone, or computer. So Bluetooth also uses radio waves. Bluetooth is a wireless short-range communication technology standard found in millions of products we use every day, including headsets, smartphones, laptops, and portable speakers. You will have used Bluetooth speakers. When you connect to the speaker, there is no need of a wired connection. Data is transmitted through Bluetooth. Bluetooth is useful when transferring information between two or more devices that are near each other in low bandwidth situations. Currently, there are large number of devices operated with the help of Bluetooth. The communication cost is also very less. Thank you children. For today's class, only this much.